Hello, everyone. I am Adrian Hancock. I'm your host for this episode, and I'm joined here with my co-host,
Leland White.
And today we have quite an amazing guest with us. It is Mr. Miller.
Well, I don't like to brag, but thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're listening to the Panther podcast, the roar of the valley, pride of our people. I'm Adrian Hancock, and this is the Panther podcast. For the second episode of the second season, we brought a very influential person, we feel like, from the Licking Valley High School. For this episode, you're going to understand how long our Panther community has stayed together for our long, loyal people that have all these great stories to share. And that's what we intend to get from the great Miller here.
That's a lot of pressure.
All right. Living in the valley isn't only what makes you a Panther, but friends and neighbors have a history that can span back their whole lives by what they've done in the valley. Like how our guest here has lived in the valley his whole life. He has tons of stories that represent the great Panther community. Do you have any stories you have of just people that are in the valley? It doesn't have to be necessarily in the school, but things that you've had that like really show you that this is a great community to be in.
Oh man, there's a lot to draw from there. Yeah, I've been in the valley most of my life. I would say of my 57 years, I've probably spent 50 in the valley at least, if not more. And yeah, I've done a lot of characters through the years and people who have built this community and have formed the foundation. We just lost recently Chester Flowers. I don't know if your listeners know Chester, but Chester was 98 years old. He's basically responsible for building most of the houses down in Greater Hanover, down behind the dollar store and back in there. And he also led for many years what we called Flowers Hall, which was called the Events Center after they sold it, I believe. It's also down there in that part of Hanover. And for years and years and years, he would put on bluegrass concerts down there with some of the greatest names actually in like country music history. Hall of Famers like Bill Monroe and others actually played down there. These people used to go down there and listen to concerts. And I think there were square dances. And that little building down there was a very big part even of my own personal background. I went to a couple concerts there, but I also had, I think my 18th birthday party was there. And one of my class reunions, I think our 10-year reunion for my class was down there. So it was kind of a centerpiece. It's not really, it's now just a storage area for the people who own it now. It's kind of sad, really. But man, Chester, he brought music to this community. And when he was even younger, there was a place outside, actually towards Wilson's Garden Center, back in there, that was called Hillbilly Park. And Hillbilly Park was an outdoor amphitheater, and they had, again, some wonderful music acts through the years come through there. Very famous folks, as a matter of fact, one of whom, Wayne Newton, has been sort of this icon of Las Vegas for the past 40 years or so. And he actually, as a child, he was from Newark, and he came and sang at Hillbilly Park. So Chester was very much part of that as well. So that he's one of the guys that really has been a bedrock of this community. And of course, can't really throw a rock in Hanover without hitting someone related to a Flowers or a Flowers per individual. So that family's been very instrumental and important in the history of our community.
Is there like any, I guess the word I'm looking for is like a way of recognition, right? Like a shrine, kind of how we have that metal tree out in Legacy to like commemorate some people. Is there anything for him that was made for his honor?
He's just recently passed, so no, not yet. But he did the little clock that has been recently they put in Hanover 4 or 5 years ago. He's the guy who brought that little outdoor antique clock that's down across from Legacy Park. And there's a little monument down there to the original, I think the original plat map of Hanover is also on a little monument down there. So, but I mean, there's statues and so forth, but his monument is really about people and his family and the houses and just the structure of a community he left behind. Hanover was originally not really here. It was through the tunnel on the other side. It was Old Hanover. And when the Army Corps of Engineers at the time, back in the 1950s, decided, well, this is what one of the gentlemen who I grew up around here with, Mr. Mears. Mr. Mears had the farm that is where Legacy Park is now, where the elementary schools are now. That was the Mears farm through there. And so he was quite the historian, Mr. Mears was. He lived in that little house right above where the dollar store is, that farmhouse there. That was his place. And he told me that the Army Corps of Engineers decided, at the behest of the powerful oil companies, that they needed to be able to raise and lower the levels of the Ohio River. And the way to do that was create a series of locks and dams. And so Dillon Dam was one of those. And Dillon Dam, when they put that in, they decided they had to have, I'm not sure exactly the exact term for it, but basically a backflow place. In other words, if the dam ever broke, they needed low-lying areas to be prepared for the water to go into. Well, one of those lower-lying areas was Old Hanover. And so essentially they went in and at, I think, pennies on the dollar, bought people's houses and basically kind of destroyed the businesses, the churches, and the houses that were all down in that area. If you go there today, if you go through the tunnel, you might notice the crumbling sidewalk along the way there. That was a whole community down there. And so we lost that part of it. And so this is when Chester and others as well, but went in and started, creating what became the new version of Hanover, where it is today.
Okay. I love learning about history, being older. Whenever I was like a lot younger, I didn't have much appreciation for like museums and stuff because like it wasn't like a big thing to me. But getting older, it's realizing that with especially being graduating soon, that history is like such an important like backbone of everything. Even if it's already happened, but it's so great to like learn about the cool and amazing things that have happened, especially in communities, because that's tons of people making memories across this entire place. And those great stories like that you shared about all the music concerts and how this new Hanover was basically constructed. I feel like it's so interesting to continue learning about places where we're personally like involved with because that's where we live. I love learning about the history of it, and I'm glad that you were the person we brought on, even considering that like that you're our English teacher, but I knew that you knew history like a history teacher because you were great with all the literature and history of that, and I just felt like you were such a great person to have on here because you were also top tier football player in your high school days, weren't you too?
Oh yeah, top tier, baby. That's right. Yeah, I had a pretty good high school career. I mean, people have far surpassed it since then. I mean, we were just on the cusp of becoming the football power that we became at that time. Those are the really early days. I did have the honor of being on Coach Boffman's first league championship team. And that was a tremendous thrill at the time because, up until then we had been pretty much a basketball school. We had a lot of success in basketball. Some all-staters. Ty Cromer had been one of the greatest players at the time in the late '60s, probably in Ohio history. And so we had been a basketball school. And then Coach arrived and got some momentum going with that first team, led by Coach Alan Stein, although he's a coach now, but he was the quarterback at the time, and some other fine players. And those guys had a really good record that first year, and it just got the ball rolling. And of course, Coach's legacy is second to none in the state of Ohio, one of the top coaches of all time. So yeah, I had really good teammates. I was running back. I ran behind a really good line. And yeah, it's one of my favorite memories is some of those times together and the bonds that were created during those seasons. Absolutely.
I love all the sports here. I think that's like our strongest aspect of our community is not only like our localness, but also how far around we strand, right? Because whenever you hear some people that go to Ohio, you kind of imagine like if they went from Hanover like to these great like upper schools or become like great scientists, then like that locality is it's so connecting is what I would say because it's
Yeah.
such a great feeling when you say, "Oh, that person came from here." That's amazing. Like
Yeah.
this great successors coming from here is just so it's so impressive to see out of such a community. You've not only taught English for all your time here in the Valley, but you've also experienced like great history and moments from when you were in high school. What are some memorable moments that we've had here in the Valley? For example, like the school like football Friday nights, pep rallies, or like your senior collections, like of gatherings, because those are
Okay.
great stories with it too.
Yeah, yeah. There's been some great moments along the way. One of the funnier ones, which was at my own expense, was one of our senior pep rallies before one of our big football games. They brought me and two of my teammates up on the stage. The cheerleaders did, and they said that we were going to have a banana eating contest. All right, and I thought, well, that's a weird thing, but okay, fine, I'll do this. So me and my two teammates, we all sat up on the stage. Now, when I say stage, we're at the old high school in the old gym up on the hill, right? So the stage was there at the end or whatever, and the whole school was gathered out in the bleachers and so forth. And so the unusual thing was they put blindfolds on us. I'm not, I wasn't sure what was that about. You put blindfolds on to have a banana eating contest. So we're all there Indian style sitting on the stage, and they say ready, set, go. And well, I'm a competitive kind of person, so man, I just started shoving bananas down. It was disgusting. I mean, it was absolutely disgusting. And this went on for 3 or 4 minutes, and you could hear, I was blindfolded, so I could hear the roar of the crowd. I didn't know if my teammates were beating me. I didn't know what, we were racing. And then they said, stop. And, I obviously had the detritus of bananas hanging all over my face and my entire school. They took the blindfolds off, and I looked at my teammates, and of course, neither one of them had participated in the banana eating contest at all.
No.
It
That
was
is horrible.
completely and utterly me up there alone on stage, shoving bananas in my face to the roar of the crowd. And so, at the time, I didn't quite know how to handle it. I had a little bit of a bellyache for the game that night, but it didn't seem to hurt us any. So, but yeah, that was one of the good memories I had from that time period, and just the relationships that I have to this day. These people now, we're getting to that age where I've known some of these people literally 50 years that I started in kindergarten with, and whether you see them out every once in a while or you see them at the Friday night football games or wherever it may be, it's just nice to have that bond. Of course, we all went to the elementary schools before they consolidated into the current elementary schools. So, which was another kind of tribal thing, right? You had people from Perry, and you had people from Toboso, and you had people from Marianne, and you had people from Madison. And just like any tribe, you sort of tended to denigrate the other the other ones. I mean, they were your rivals and so forth. We used to have a big track meet, which they still do actually, elementary track meet at the high school, and that was kind of a big deal. And you would try out for the different events, and then all four schools would come together for the big track meet or whatever, and the rivalries and so forth would be strong. And then you all would go to what was junior high, which is now the middle school. We only had junior high back then, 7th and 8th grade. And you would all come together, and it was a very strange thing for all these different sort of formal rivals to all suddenly be stuck in the same classes together. But you became one unit. You became a new tribe, if you will, with all these folks. But it was good. It was fun.
Have you guys ever done any like senior pranks or senior tags back then? Did you guys do that?
Oh, I can't think of any particular things. I will say, much more so than today, it does seem like that, especially in the fall, a lot of people, we were very big on toilet papering each other's houses, which I think
It's definitely
it
still
happens.
Yeah,
around.
it's still
Yeah, I mean, same things you guys do, ding dong ditches and things like that.
being
And,
kids.
yeah, being kids. And we really nailed some people one time. One time, we went to get one of my best friends. He has a farm out towards Perryton. Actually, his dad, his family had a farm out towards Perryton, and so we got him one night. Just I don't know how many dozens of rolls we used, and we even peeked on him. He was playing air drums in the window, and so we watched him and mocked him a little bit, right? So we thought, wow, we really got him, and so we went down, got in our car, and we took off. Well, what I didn't realize is that when I opened my car door, apparently I was the president of the student council, and I had some notes in the car. And when I opened my car door to escape with my buddies who had been with me, my student council notes fell out on the driveway. And apparently, when they were cleaning up the huge mess we had left the next day, his dad handed my friend my student council notes with my name across the top.
Wow.
So, quite embarrassing, actually. And stupid. Not a very good spy, or I don't know what you would call me, whatever. I wasn't a very good criminal, let's put it that way. So, but anyway, yeah, we corning, we would do, dry corn, and we would throw it against people's houses and run and so on and so forth. Just stuff like that. I don't think I know since then, there's been, the pranksterism thing has become very prominent.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't, we also didn't do the senior tag thing, which I think, well, I got to be careful here. I think it would have been great fun. I think it would have been great fun. Although it was the 80s and I could see people doing stupid stuff, and so let's just say there was less guardrails than there are now about things. And so that could have been a dangerous scenario, but man, it sounds like a lot of fun. I got to tell you, it really does.
Oh yeah, it's watching other seniors do it. It seems like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah.
I love watching all the seniors basically get scared after practice. They're like, we gotta get out of here now. I just know whenever I get my team registered, after work, like I'm either running to my car or leaving the building like almost fully naked with the safety item on.
Yeah, the underwear thing is a little weird. I'm not gonna lie to you about that.
I don't know why they changed it. I hate it. I don't like it at all. I gotta say, I really wish that we just had like wear this like floaty or something, and that's your safety thing. Because I don't think like running around like half naked is like valid for a senior tech thing.
I didn't want anyone to see my He-Man underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd honestly wear weird underwear just so they can feel bad about it. I feel like for a lot of our history, it kind of like parallels when it comes to what you've experienced with all of your friends and peers. Mm-hmm. One of the pranking things that we've had was, this is like the farthest I've heard it gone, was the house across from me, they had a car that got egged.
Yeah.
And that is like the top 10 worst pranks to do to a car.
Yes.
Because that ruins the paint and everything. Lots of money to fix that prank. And I think they almost had like criminal charges brought to whoever did that. But that was like the farthest I've ever seen our pranks go. But other than that, I mean, I want to do a senior prank on like the principals or something and do something like real funny about like that. Some of the things that like I've heard from my parents was like my dad's principal like always drank Dr. Pepper. So at the like very last day of school, they basically covered his room in Dr. Pepper cans and like every single square inch was filled with that.
Wow.
It was something like that. And it was like a super memorable moment for him. And that was like my dad's history. Hearing his stuff was what got me into like high school is like such a interesting time for like everyone. It varies all around, and it's so cool to hear so many different stories about it because I think that's one of our peak times to be alive is in high school because those are just so many memories you get from 4 different classes of people with people that you enjoy being with. Like all of the people that you'll hang out with during that time is just, I feel like it's like one of the best parts of our history.
One of the funniest pranks I've seen is someone took like the bags of mashed potatoes. So you gotta like you put them in water and then you stir them and then you have mashed potatoes. So it was like the packets. They poured them on someone's car and then it rained that night and it got everywhere in their yard, on their car. But it was so funny.
Yeah, that's a delicious prank. It really is.
Cleaning it up was not fun, but
a few years ago, I thought this was really clever. It was annoying, but I have to admit it was really cool. Was our doorstops kept disappearing all year long. So they had the little wooden doorstops, right? And all of a sudden you'd be gone. And so you'd have to go ask whoever, the shop or someone to make you a new one. Or it was just a really annoying thing, and this went on all year long. And then on graduation day in the gym, when each kid was called across to get their diploma, well, they started making a pile of doorstops on the
Wow.
stage as they, they get their diploma and drop a doorstop and then grin like they had done something really wicked. And by the end, there's like, I don't know, 100 doorstops there. And I thought, okay, it bugged me, but it was very
That's
funny, but very funny. I think I was clever.
I feel like you've had a lot of great classes go through
Oh, yeah,
your
some
school.
wonderful classes, yeah.
A lot of people really
personalities.
enjoy your class, and I was like, I really want Miller for like mine.
Yes.
I want him as a teacher. That sounds amazing. Like everything, all the interactions people have with you is just so iconic. Hearing and just hearing people do so many cool things with you is like something I looked up to for like my senior year, because that was my goal, was to make it as memorable as possible.
Yes,
So this is
absolutely.
one of those things. I want to be able to leave my mark and basically be proud of it.
Yeah.
That's why I've been working tirelessly to make sure that this works out well, which I've got the posters all done. So those are going to be up here soon. All I have to do is laminate them, put them up. They look amazing, and we're probably going to get a new logo change here soon, so that you might see that too.
All right.
And then the Instagram will be up posting more stuff for more publicity and letting people know, hey, listen to this. This is pretty funny stuff on here. We get to hear
Yep.
from a bunch of people. One of the other things that I was thinking about was the friends you hang out with. I think they can all be categorized in different areas, but do you think that with your group of people, whether it's like a football team, sports, or a club, or just your personal friends that you've grown up with, do you have people that you think would go on to do greater things and did, or people who you didn't think would make it out but then did something successful? Because the point of that is to show how people that come from this community and just communities in general, because it's not specific to be from here and be successful, but I like showcasing
That's easy for you to say.
showcasing the success that comes from here. I think that shows the best parts of a community is the people that come from here.
Yeah.
Do you know anyone that has really succeeded like that?
I do, but I'll be honest with you. And I know when you're 17 or 18 years old, you've got a pretty clear-cut vision of what you think success is. And look, to me, success, I guess it's, I don't want to say diminished, but my definition has narrowed through the years of what success is. So, yeah, I have some friends who, they're millionaires, and they've done extremely well for themselves, and they found their niche, and they ran with it. And I think sometimes that happens here, but I also think sometimes it takes a few years to figure out what it is you're here for, kind of thing. And so yes, we've had some worldly success. We certainly have. If you go out and look at the Hall of Fame out there, you'll see some people who've really accomplished some wonderful things along the way. But honestly, if you are a good neighbor, you're a good citizen. What was it? Immanuel Kant said you have to have to be happy. You have to have someone to love, something to do, and something to hope for. And I think if you can accomplish those things, if you can reach that point in your life where you are I think looking forward to something is one of the most important aspects of life. Always having something to look forward to. As a Christian, for me, that's easy because Christians believe there's a world to come, right? That's better than this world. So that's always built in my belief system, that is. But someone to love, obviously, you need to surround yourself with those people and something to do. That's a key one. We all have this sort of, especially when you get to my age, and I can see retirement at the end of the line here, and I'm getting close to that. But I'm thinking to myself, I got to have something to do. I got to have a purpose for getting up in the morning. And I really believe success is measured. Those are a pretty good way, those three things, of measuring a successful life. So,
Okay. That's a very good quote. Very, very good.
How is NICHE pronounced? You said it earlier, and
yeah, I've heard
it's
it pronounced niche and niche.
different. Okay.
Both.
I usually hear niche. I heard it was like I've been saying it wrong this whole time. It just makes me look more.
I gotta tell
weird.
you, I mean, niche, when I say it that way, it makes me feel kind of, I don't know, kind of foofy and Frenchy.
That's what I was saying.
yeah.
French. It sounds French.
So I
for
just
sure.
chose the other way because it sounds more fricative, more angry.
It's aggressive.
niche.
That's
Yeah,
what it
more
sounds
aggressive.
like. Niche.
A niche. Yeah.
It's also just probably because I'm still in my Spanish vibe. 'Cause that's where I came from. It's just all that. All right. For sports news, as of March 3rd, 2026, if you enjoy hitting people with sticks, making memorable moments, then you'll want to do lacrosse. Lacrosse is
Absolutely.
fun. Leland did it no years.
No years.
No years. So pretty disappointed in him, I'll tell you that
That's
right now. Right now, I'm the only senior on our team, which has happened before. 2 years ago, there was a senior night of just one person. And that was an amazing game to hear that. I'm pretty sure we lost that one too. Pretty bad record, I gotta be honest. But I mean, it's even if you have a bad team, I still feel like it's about what you make of it. I love practicing like the sport. I love playing it. Even like if I'm not the best, I love playing the sport. It's one of my favorite sports I've seen because I'm not a huge football fan or soccer or anything, but it's things that I'm involved with. So like I do marching band as well, so that a part of it kind of gives me a little bit more musical respect. So doing lacrosse, I learned to love the new sports that I'm not fully aware of, and it just I love the sport no matter what, even if I'm not the best at it.
Well, I think honestly, the purpose of sports should be the joy. I mean, obviously, there's lessons to be taken that you can carry with you through the rest of your life, but certainly you have to have joy in what you're doing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
March Madness is coming up. Renaissance's March Madness will be on March 13th. All of VHS students are invited to join the fun as spectators, and tip-off is at 7 p.m. And a shameless self-plug, but I have an Etsy shop called Control Alt P3D. I print off different types of items, gifts, and household items for commonly people that like to grow plants usually or bake or whatever. Because with the power of 3D printing, it's, in my opinion, the future of manufacturing and engineering in general. So you can make something from quite literally nothing but a line of text on a computer. And I think it's the future right there. So I've invested in 3D printing, and I run my own Etsy shop and make money from it every year, giving people. Specifically, my hottest seller is this laundry detergent filter. It goes into the top of your laundry detergent with the cup, and it drains all the detergent out and back into it, so you can recycle as much of your detergent as possible, and it gives you a little bit more extra cups to use whenever you're washing your clothes and stuff.
Okay.
That, and then the self-watering pot I have, which is it's two pieces. One has holes in it that goes to the bottom, and then it goes inside this little bowl, and that has a little straw on the side that lets you pour water directly into the roots and lets your plant start off early and get super big before you move it into a different big pot. I think it's good for a lot of good early growers as well. So
Heck yeah.
that's what my mom's very interested in, is plants and stuff, like the We Grow Garden thing that's about to come up here soon.
Yeah.
She was very invested in that, and
We have a plot.
I met your parents, I think, there.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure I did.
Yeah,
I talked to them. I was like, wait. Like, they were trying to explain Miller. I was like, this was like junior year, too, so I didn't even fully know you. I was like, oh, wait, I know that guy. Haven't had him yet. He sounds amazing, though.
He is.
I was like, that's amazing to me. That reminds me, I met Mr. Shoemaker's wife yesterday at work. I was like, I'm meeting a hero right now. Like, that guy's amazing. We have amazing substitute teachers. That might be an episode. That's
a good
that's their own like great stories about them, because
Oh, yeah.
even them, like, they have their own lives. Like, substituting is not their only thing,
Yeah.
but they do substituting so well. Some of them are amazing substitutes, just memorable people. Like Holman, oh my gosh, that guy is
Yes.
amazing. He always has clothes on that match his
Dresses
shoes.
very nice. Yeah, he's a very nice dresser.
he's
Here.
quite
I
fit.
can never top him. I would never be able
Yep.
to beat him. I'm gonna win best dress, but still, I can't top Mr. Holman.
He definitely won best suit at prom when he was in high school. for
Oh
sure.
yeah. Prom king.
Well, that brings us to the end. I'm
Brings us
so
to
sorry.
the end.
Thank you
But-
guys for having me. I appreciate this.
No
It's fun.
problem.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, to you listeners, today we've learned the Pink Panther is having a legacy. We've learned that whenever you're here, no matter how long, because I wasn't here my whole life, but I still feel like I've left my mark, left a legacy behind.
Like you've
I'm
been
living
here
it.
your whole life.
Like I have. I feel like I have that impact. I've learned that history isn't just read, it's lived. It's not something just in textbooks. This type of history about our village isn't really posted in certain spots. So being able to talk with the community is the best way to learn about what's happened here, because it's always what the people have to say that makes the strongest impact. So thank you, everyone, for being here, spending some time of your day, your class period, your study hall, being all bored, listening to this. Thank you for everything you've done and helping make this project grow. It's means so much to me to make this work out because it's something that I wanted to do for a while. Our Panther Pride isn't just about being here. It's the experiences you gain. Being a Panther is belonging to a history of the most spirited community you'll ever meet. I hope you all look forward to more of the Panther Podcast and more meaningful people from the Valley. And the Panther Podcast team wishes you a awesome day.